Hey guys, it's Han. Welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I hope you're all doing well and having a good weekend. We've got a video today that I'm actually really excited about. I've had so much fun filming this video. I don't really know what's happened, but I'm just in such a chatty mood. So as you can tell from the title, today's video is a get ready with me, but it's kind of like a Q&A, like chatty get ready with me as well. I asked for some questions on Instagram and I wanted to recreate the look that I did on my Instagram stories a couple of days ago because I had so many lovely messages and DMs from you guys when I posted that, so thank you so much. So that is what today's video is going to be. It's hair, makeup, it's the outfit as well, which I will show you in a second. I wanted to do like a get ready with me for like post lockdown life. This is the shirt that I've put on. I'll show you the outfit more fully in a second, but I do want to give a quick shout out to Tefal, who are actually sponsoring part of today's video. If you're the sort of person that wears a lot of shirts or a lot of pieces that crease really easily, or you just like your clothes to look really fresh and really beautiful, which I feel like it's everyone on the planet, and you honestly need a Tefal steamer, like I swear it is the best investment you will ever purchase. So this is the steamer that I have. I did mention this in a video about a year ago as well, and like I said, since I got this steamer, like my life is changed for the better. Like, not even to be dramatic, but I hate ironing. I'm awful at ironing shirts especially. So I feel like having a steamer just makes so much difference, and this by far is the best quality steamer that I've ever used. This is the Tefal Access Steam Care Garment Steamer. The reason I love this steamer so much more than all of the other steamers, for starters, this steamer actually kills 99.9% of bacteria. Not only does it like freshen up your clothes, it makes like your shirts obviously a lot crisper because you can steam them and get all of the creases out. It's also antibacterial as well, which is amazing. So in that sense, you can also use it on like your curtains, or say if you've got like fabric sofas or cushions, like anything that's kind of like fabric that's like your furniture as well. You can use it in that sense to also freshen up those things, but also for the antibacterial purposes as well, which is really great. So yeah, this is what it looks like. You basically just attach this section and fill it up with water. I do have a demonstration that I'll put in here if you want to see, but it only takes 40 seconds to heat up, and then I'm not even joking, like I can steam a shirt in like 30 to 60 seconds compared to like if I have to iron it, like you have to get that iron out and you have to faff about doing that, and then it takes like ages doing the sleeves and then the collar and then the front of the shirt, the back of the shirt, everything else. Like, it's such a faff. This steamer actually comes with a board as well that you can attach to the door, which is so handy because again, that's something that I've just never had with other steamers that I've had before. Like, they've just not been as good quality. But yeah, it's super versatile. Obviously it's really small and compact as well, so it's a great alternative to having an iron, say if you live in a flat or you just want to save space and just have something that is a lot more convenient and easy to use. Like, I 10 out of 10 recommend. I do have a discount code for you guys as well. It is STEAM85, which I'll put it on the screen here. It gets you 33% off, which is the equivalent of £30. It only applies to this steamer, which is the Tefal Access Steam Care Garment Steamer. So I'll put all the information down below, but honestly, like, it's just been the best investment ever. Like, I cannot stress it enough. If you wear stuff that creases a lot, or even just for the antibacterial purposes, I've had this for a year now and I actually could not imagine not having it because you just never have to get the iron out. Like, it works on everything. It's really great. Comes with loads of attachments as well, depending on what fabric you're using. So it's really great for everything in your wardrobe. So yeah, big shout out to Tefal, because honestly, like, I could not even get my shirts this crisp with an iron. Like, even faffing about with an iron for like 10-15 minutes or however long it takes me to iron a shirt, like I couldn't even get them looking this good anyway. So much quicker and easier and convenient, and it just takes out all of the difficult and hard work. So I'm going to leave all of the information down below, and without further ado, I'm going to get into the video. Okay, I think I'm going to do my hair first today. I tend to always do my hair first when I'm putting it up, just because it's easier to like do my makeup and kind of like go around my hairline that way once I've already done my hair, if you know what I'm saying. So I've just like lightly curled it with my Dyson Airwrap. My hair was already dry, which is why it's kind of not really curled like super curly, but I kind of just wanted to curl it loosely just because I'm going to be putting a curly ponytail in, so it blends a little bit better. And I've also curled the front bits as well because I'm going to be having a couple of like my front bits down. So yeah, the way I actually did this is I basically just kind of picked two little bits from the front. You kind of want these to be quite thin, And these are going to be the bits that like stay down when the rest of the hair's up. Then I'm actually going to tip my head upside down. I did show this ponytail in a hair tutorial that I did recently. I'll put it on the screen here if you want to watch it more like in detail. But it's basically the same ponytail as that, but with 2 front bits down. So just going to like tip my head upside down, scrape it to the back of my head, but keep my part in, and then we're going to brush it and put it in place. So it looks crazy when you first come back up, but I like to tip my head upside down and do it that way because I get the initial height. I feel like if I just brush it to the back of my head, I tend to get a pony that's a lot lower, which if you want that, then that's fine. But I quite like my ponies to be like fairly high up. Once I've done that, I'm just going to go ahead and brush it all to the back. And I kind of just use a combination of like my hands and the brush. And again, this doesn't matter if it's not like super neat because we're going to gel it down anyway. Yeah, I'm going to say about that is fine. And then you just want to tie it in a pony, which again, I go into more detail in like the hair tutorial that I filmed about this, but I basically, when I'm tying my pony, I make sure that I never let go of the pony just to keep the tightness, because if you keep letting go of your hair as you're like tying it with the bobble, you'll kind of lose like how sleek and tight it is. Okay, and then second bobble is going in, which isn't essential, but if you're putting a clip-in ponytail in, then it is. Okay, and then this is the fun part when it actually kind of comes together. I tend to take about that much, and it feels really weird, but you're just gonna kind of like coat your palms with this, and then I literally just start like running my hands through my hair. And I find it's easier to do like one side at a time. I get really bad frizziness at the top of my, like at my roots. It actually drives me crazy. If anyone has advice on that, please let me know, because I feel like I've tried everything in the book. Like I've tried air drying my hair, I've tried blow drying my hair. Like I just cannot seem to like get rid of these little like frizzy bits. This is the ponytail that I use. It's the one that I showed in my like evening routine that I bought from Lullabells. It's like the Ariana Grande curly one. I'm gonna wait to clip that in just because I feel like the less amount of time wearing a pony is better, and if I'm getting ready on a typical day, I'll do my ponytail last just so that it's not extra weight on my head. But yeah, this is pretty much the hairstyle for now. And then with these bits at the front, you can literally just like, I don't know, just like chuck them back like that. That's kind of what I did the other day, just so that they're out of the way whilst I'm like actually doing the rest of my face. So I'm going to quickly wash my hands just because I've got gel all over them, and then we'll do makeup. Okay, onto makeup. I've already done my eyebrows and my eyes off camera. I just used my Uoma Baby Hair Brow Pencil, I want to say it's called, and then also just a bit of concealer just to prep them. So the palette that I'm going to use is the KVD Vegan Beauty, what's this called again? Edge of Reality eyeshadow palette. I've not actually used this in a while, and I really love the colours in this palette. When I did this actual makeup the other day, I used a Natasha Denona one, but I feel like those palettes are so expensive, so I want to use something else that's a little bit more affordable but still really great. I love this as well, this palette, because everything in it is actually recyclable. I have mentioned it on my channel before, but literally every component in this palette is 100% recyclable, which I think is really cool as well. I did also ask you guys for some questions as well whilst I'm getting ready, and we can have a little chat and a little catch up. Okay, I think I'm going to start with this shade here. I'm going to kind of do like a similar eye look to what I did the other day, just because I had so many questions about that makeup. I mean, it is a very typical like me kind of makeup, like it's literally just a smoky eye, to be honest. But yeah, I do want to do some more like colourful eyeshadow looks soon, so we'll do that then. Okay, someone asked, is it harder to make content during lockdown or better because you have more time? This is a really good question. Obviously I can only speak for myself. I feel like when we initially went into lockdown, which was literally over a year ago at this point, or was it over a year ago? It was about a year ago, which is so crazy to think about, because I don't know about anyone else, but I feel like this has been the slowest year ever, but at the same time, it's just like, where has the year gone? Do you know what I mean? I feel like when lockdown started, it was actually quite fun making content. I feel like there was loads of different things to film about and talk about, like, you know, there was lots of different ideas in terms of like lockdown content and everything else. Whereas now, I feel like I don't know, I personally feel like I've got to a point where I'm struggling a little bit for content ideas, which, I mean, obviously you guys know, like, my channel's always been like makeup, fashion, lifestyle, like chatty stuff, that kind of vibe. But it's just a bit like, I don't know, I mean, doing makeup when there's nowhere to actually go, like, I much prefer doing get ready with me's and makeup tutorials and everything when there's actually a purpose to them and there's actually a reason to go out. Like, I really miss filming like chatty get ready with me's and like tipsy get ready with me's like when I'm going on a night out, do you know what I mean? And same with clothing hauls. I feel like I love filming clothing videos and I love like shopping and everything else. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still online shopping 24/7. It's actually a problem. Again, it's like there's nowhere to actually wear these things. Like, I miss having things to kind of, I don't know, get ready for and get dressed up for and everything else, which is basically what this video is to me, is like me prepping in my head for when I do actually go out. And then same with vlogs. I mean, there's only so many like stay-at-home vlogs that you can do and everything else, you know what I mean? So I mean, in some ways, yeah, it's been great, and obviously, like, I'm so lucky that this past year I've been healthy and my family have been healthy, and, you know, everything else, like, I have no complaints at all. But also can't wait to actually kind of, you know, go out again and film some more like fun things. So like, yes and no, but also yes, it's been nice to have time at home with my family. Yeah, I'm ready to go out. I've got Duke's booked. When have we booked Duke's? This is the thing as well, I don't actually know what the rules are in terms of like households for when we go back out and for when things open again. But I booked Duke's for the middle of April because there's actually something very exciting happening in the middle of April, which I'll get to tell you guys about soon. I'm just going in with this colour here. So I booked Duke's for that, which I actually cannot wait for. What else have I booked? This is the thing, I need to start booking stuff. I feel like everyone's like suddenly very organised and I'm just not. Okay, someone asked, are you nervous to start going back out again? I'm excited, but I'm anxious. That literally sums up exactly how I feel. I feel like I cannot wait to go out and like spend time with my friends and, I don't know, hopefully like celebrate my birthday in a really fun way this year. But at the same time, definitely feeling like a little bit nervous. I feel like, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm quite an introvert and I am quite shy at times, and I feel like I do get really socially awkward. Like, that was before any of these lockdowns, before COVID was even a thing. So yeah, I'm a bit nervous because even before any of this happened, I was quite socially awkward at times. Like, I just am quite an introvert and I'm quite shy, like especially around people that I don't know very well. But at the same time, I'm just like, fuck it, like I'm ready to just throw myself back in and just be out every single day. That is what I want to do, thank you. What have you guys like booked so far? Like, has anyone booked any holidays? Because this is another thing that I've been thinking about. Like, is anyone actually booking any trips or any like travel? Because I feel like travel is very up in the air at the minute. So I'm going to use this same shade, just this darker brown, and I'm just going to line my eyes and do like a really like subtle wing with this. Okay, and then something that I really like to do at the minute is just take a gel liner and I'll literally just like line inside my shadow liner with this. I have done this quite a few times on camera. It just helps to kind of like blend your lashes together better. I also pop it in my upper waterline as well. Okay, liner is on. I'm just gonna put something shimmery on the lid as well. I think I'm gonna mix like these two together, so it kind of just gives something like pretty and golden. I always forget how like pigmented these shadows are as well. Like, a little bit goes a really, really long way. Okay, and then I'm going to put some lashes on. These are the Kiss lashes in Royal Silk. These are also what I wore in my Instagram story the other day. I'm obsessed with these lashes. They're so beautiful on. Okay, I feel like that will do. For moisturizer, I'm going to use my Tata Harper Waterlock Moisturizer. Someone said, are you glad you came off contraception? Are there any benefits of it? I've just come off it after 5 years. So I feel like I've had a bit of a journey with contraception. I mean, if any of you have followed me for a long time, you'll know I've been on and off the pill for like quite a few years now. Yeah, so I was on Yasmin kind of like on and off for quite a long time. I was on it mostly obviously for the contraceptive purposes when I was in like a relationship or whatever else, but also because Yasmin honestly gave me the best skin I've ever had. Is this lash really gonna try me today? Yeah, honestly, like Yasmin gave me such good skin, but I basically came off it in June last year, I want to say, because I just felt like it was just making me crazy, and I was just like, for the sake of having good skin, like it just wasn't worth it. I mean, since then I feel like I've kind of got a bit of a good skincare routine at the minute. Like my skin isn't looking too bad. I tend to just get like hormonal breakouts around my mouth, but overall now I'm so glad that I came off it. I just felt like it wasn't mixing with me well. Like I just felt like my hormones were all over the place. Overall, I just feel like a lot happier, and I feel like this past year, like I've struggled mentally anyway without the added side effects of Yasmin pill. Like that just would not have mixed well with me, so I'm glad overall that I've come off it. I'm just using the NYX Hydro Touch primer. I really like this primer at the minute. It's really good. Yeah, I can't really see myself going back on it. I feel like now that I've come so far not being on it, and personally, like I wouldn't want to get the implant or the coil or anything else. I just feel like that's not for me. Besides, like, why do women have to take contraception? Like, do you ever think that? Like, realistically, it should be men that take contraception, because a woman can only get pregnant like once every year or so. A guy could make hundreds of babies in that time. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, foundation, I'm going to use the NYX Born to Glow. There's a lot of NYX products in this, which wasn't intentional, but I do really love NYX, and they're cruelty free of course, and they're drugstore as well, which is great. Someone said, do you regret any filler or work that you've had done? I did regret my teeth when I got them done, which I've had a couple of questions about my teeth as well, because I mentioned that I was going to the dentist. I did actually go back to my old dentist. I went about a month ago, and I did actually have my composite veneers that I've still got on now. I just had them shaved down more, because basically when I went in to see my dentist who did my original teeth, he was like, do you know what, like rather than taking them all off, because obviously that would not be a faff, but obviously it's kind of like a big thing to do, to take all of the composite veneers that I've had done off. He was like, let's just shave them down a little bit more, let's redo the shape of them a little bit, and then see how you feel then. And to be honest, like I am a lot happy with them now. You probably can't actually tell like a huge difference like from like a physical appearance, but he has shaved them down so they're a lot thinner, and they actually feel a lot more like teeth now, which is really nice, because they were just very thick and kind of like a little bit too bulky for me when I initially got them done. So that's what Raj said to me, who is the dentist that I went to and used to go to. I basically stopped going to him initially because he moved dentists, like he's not based at the same place that I used to go anymore. But yeah, he basically shaved them down and kind of made them more like teeth shape, if that makes any sense. So they look a little bit more natural. I mean, you probably can't tell any difference just from looking at them, because it was a very subtle kind of like change. And he basically just said to me, he was like, see how you get on with these, like if you go a few more months, because I am booked in June for a checkup anyway. He was like, if it gets to June time and you're still not happy with them and you want them taken off and you want them like fully removing, then we can do that. But yeah, that's kind of the only thing I've ever really regretted. I regretted a little bit getting so much done to my lips. I'm so happy with my lips now. I feel like Rosh absolutely killed my lips. Like he did the best job on them. I'm so happy with them. I feel like you can kind of tell that I've got a little bit of lip filler, but it's nothing crazy. Oh, I regret my microblading as well. I do regret getting microblading done, because I feel like that was more so because I was just like a bit misinformed, in the sense of like, it was my fault really for not like looking into it more. But it's the fact that microblading is kind of like marketed as this like semi-permanent thing, and it is just not semi-permanent. Like it is permanent. Do you know what I mean? I remember getting it done thinking like, oh great, like, you know, this lasts 1 to 2 years, like that's what you're told. And I was like, okay, so if I don't like it in like 2 years time, then it doesn't matter because it'll be gone from my face. But no, it's still there, and I'm still getting it lasered to this day. like 4 years later, 5 years later maybe, I don't know. Sorry, I feel like I'm literally waffling today, but I'm in such a chatty mood, so I hope you guys don't mind. I'm just gonna go in with some of my Milk makeup bronzer. Also, don't mind the fact that like my hands are lighter than my face. I feel like all of my tan, I don't know if anyone else does this, but like when I fake tan, like my tan, I mean obviously it washes off my hands a lot quicker anyway because I wash my hands a lot throughout the day, so I tend to do like my makeup and then I'll put instant tan on, like on my hands at the end. But a lot of questions about like, oh, like UMads and Rachel aren't close anymore, or like, you know, UMads and Rachel don't speak as much anymore, da 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 da. Just want to say, obviously like we're still best friends, like we still speak every single day. We have a group chat that we speak on pretty much every single day. Obviously it sucks not being able to see them, but that is life, and you know, we're definitely gonna make this summer a really, really fun summer, and I'm excited for that. Yeah, now I'm still really close with them and we still speak every day, and I can't wait to see them and go out and things. Okay, I'm gonna go in with concealer. I'm just gonna use the Hourglass concealer in the shade Cotton. I've really been enjoying this so far. It's very like full coverage, which I love. Okay, someone said, would you go on Love Island if they asked? I have had emails about going on Love Island before. Obviously I never have. I personally could not see myself on Love Island. I couldn't see myself on Love Island. I don't think I would ever do it. I enjoy watching it, don't get me wrong, like, you know, I think it's entertaining and everything else. But I couldn't see myself on Love Island. I don't think I have the right kind of personality for it, for starters. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe other like reality TV shows would be fun to do, but I personally don't think I could see myself on Love Island. Someone said, what is your goal for the end of the year? That's actually a really nice question. I had a lot of questions about that actually, being like, what are your like career goals? What are your goals for the future? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like that kind of thing. I'm gonna set my concealer down using the Hourglass powder. I've not actually used this powder in a really long time, but I had someone comment about the fact that Laura Mercier is not cruelty free. If that's just ruined my makeup, I'll be really upset. Why does it look like that? Right, wait right there. Very funny about loose powders. So yeah, the Laura Mercier powder is what I tend to use, but I've had a lot of people recently say that Laura Mercier isn't considered cruelty free, which brands like Laura Mercier and Fenty Beauty, like what's people's opinions on those? Because they're technically like classes in a grey area, but they do list themselves as cruelty free. So I'm like, are they cruelty free? Like, are they not cruelty free? Like, should I use them? Should I not? Okay, I'm gonna go in with bronzer. I'm gonna try this one from Beauty Bay because again, the bronzer that I usually use is the Fenty Beauty one. But I'm like, is Fenty Beauty classed as cruelty free? I'm not sure. Like, someone help me in the comments. Someone said, any updates on the podcast with Rach and Mads? So if you're subscribed to Rachel, which I'm sure pretty much all of you will be, she did actually speak about this, I'm pretty sure, in her most recent video, which is basically the fact that Rach is now going to be doing a podcast like solo on her own, which is a decision like we all pretty much made together. If anything, it was more so me, where I just kind of felt unsure about like my future, I guess. Sorry, I just realized I completely skipped a question. This is what happens when I get distracted and I just start going on with myself. But yeah, kind of links into what that question was actually, about what my goals and things are. I was kind of just feeling a bit unsure as to things that I want to do going forward and what my like future looks like. I feel like I'm very much at a place at the minute, I feel like I'm very much at a place at the minute where, I don't know, I'm just kind of unsure like what I want to do going forward, which is kind of in a weird place to be. Like, obviously I really love what I do and I'm going to continue doing YouTube and Instagram and everything else, but in terms of like long-term goals, I just don't know what they are at the minute. And I know Rachel was really, really excited about the podcast. Like, she, even before we discussed doing it, the three of us, Rachel already knew that she wanted to do a podcast and was actually working on a solo podcast, like just herself anyway. So I basically just felt like I was kind of unsure as to things that I want to do, and I didn't want to basically like commit to something when I feel like I'm just a bit unsure of like myself and like my own life at the minute, especially when I knew Rachel was so excited about it, and I know for a fact that she's gonna absolutely smash the podcast, like doing it by herself. Yeah, basically Rachel will now be doing her own podcast, which is really exciting. I'm so excited for her. I'm gonna go in with some highlighter. I've not actually used this yet, and I believe that it's sold out at the minute, but this is the Ofra in collaboration with Steph Toms, which is super exciting. This is the Milk and Cookies highlighter, so I think I'm going to use just the milk side. Someone said, do you feel like you found yourself again since the beginning of the year? Because I do. I don't know if you mean about yourself or about me, but if it's about me, then thank you. Yeah, I feel like I'm slowly kind of feeling a bit more myself again. Like, I don't know. I've seen so many things on Twitter and there's so many tweets that I really relate to, where it's just people saying like, I just feel like I've lost my spark a bit. This is the thing, like if you're struggling mentally or you're going through a hard time or whatever else, like it's so important to just actually look after yourself, like whatever that may be. So anything that you just enjoy doing, anything that's just kind of like gonna lift you up a little bit and just make you feel a little bit more like yourself, it's so important that you do those things. Oh my god, that's something else that I'm really excited for this year. Me and my family have booked a trip to Centre Parks, which if anyone has been to Centre Parks, like it's literally our favourite place on the planet. Like I look forward to a Centre Parks trip more than I do like most holidays. Like I swear to God, Centre Parks is actually just one of our favourite things ever. So we're going to Centre Parks in September, which I can't wait for. I'm really excited actually because a week today, as I'm filming this, I've got my first riding lesson back next week. I cannot wait to actually like go out and like have a purpose for going out other than like going to the shop. Sorry, that blush, by the way, I forgot how much I loved it. This is the Too Faced Love Flush I Will Always Love You. It is so gorgeous, it actually kills me. Someone said, what are your thoughts, or what were your thoughts on the Meghan and Harry interview? I didn't actually speak about this a lot on my stories. Sorry, I'm just gonna go back in with the palette underneath my eyes. Overall, like I'm just so happy for them in the sense of like they clearly feel like a lot happier themselves now. I mean, I don't know how anyone could have watched that interview and listened to the things that Meghan was saying, especially about how dark of a place she was in when she was pregnant with Archie and everything else. Like, I don't know how anyone can listen to that and just not feel even like the slightest slither of like sympathy. Like, it actually blows my mind. But yeah, it's pretty obvious that she was treated like absolute shit by the press when she was here. I don't blame her for leaving. And this is another thing as well that I just think is so crazy. Like all these people commenting or like talking shit on like Twitter, like how are you to comment when you literally do not understand what this woman's been through? Like that's something that really, really irks me sometimes, is the fact that so many people, and I feel like it is kind of like heightened by social media now, but so many people feel so entitled to have an opinion on something that they actually don't know anything about. Like you have not even the slightest idea what Meghan and Harry went through, like Meghan especially, like you have no idea. So who are you to like discredit her? I just think it's important to be kind to people, and it sounds so cliche, but it really is, because unless you know someone's experience and you know someone's situation inside out, like you really can't have a valid opinion on it. This is just a ColourPop liner. It's a gel liner. What shade is it? Juniper, I want to say. It's rubbed off a little bit, but I literally just do like my bottom waterline, but just like a third of the way in. Someone asked, how is your month of stretching and yoga going? So I did actually post about this on my stories, that I was going to set myself a 30-day challenge of doing yoga and stretching, which has been really good. I mean, I've had a bit of a break from it this past week. Okay, sorry, I've just had to open a window because it's so warm in this room, so don't mind the birds if you can hear them. What was I saying about? Oh yeah, yoga. So I've had a bit of a break from it this week, but I've actually really been enjoying it. They're really loud, aren't they? Do you know what? I really love this though when I get ready in the morning. It's just like hearing the birds singing. I'm gonna go in with the shade in my inner corner. It's actually pretty good. Like I can do my downward dog now and put like both my feet flat on the ground, which I'm really proud of, because I feel like my hamstrings, I guess? Yeah. They were just not it. Like there was just no flexibility or stretch there at all when I started. Oh, also as well, I had a comment about my camera in my last makeup video, which was like the Madison Beer one, about how my camera's too blurry. Like, do you guys think that? Because if it is, then I'll get a different lens. I've always had this lens because it blurs the background and I quite like that, but If for makeup videos it's actually distracting, then let me know and I'll change it. Okay, I'm gonna go in with lips. So this is the Nabla Velvet Lip Liner in the shade Touch Me, and then I'm gonna use the Bare Minerals lipstick in the shade Balance. I do usually use Charlotte Tilbury lip products, but I had a lot of comments again in my last makeup video about the fact that Charlotte Tilbury is no longer cruelty free, which actually pains me. Charlotte, like, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Because I actually really love Charlotte Tilbury, and apparently they're no longer cruelty free anymore, which actually pains me. Like, I will cry myself to sleep because their products are my fave, but we're gonna have to replace them now. Someone said, do you prefer being in a relationship or prefer being single? I'm trying to figure that out myself. That is a good question. Do you know what? I would say a relationship at the minute, but that's just because I feel like the idea of being in a relationship at the minute is so much nicer because we're all stuck inside and there's nothing to do. But saying that, even when life's normal, like, I do love being in a relationship anyway. I'd say I'm both. I probably lean more towards like being in a relationship, but at the same time, I've definitely, one thing that I'm really proud of myself actually is I've really learned recently like how to actually be on my own and like not to depend on anyone. Like, obviously I've not seen my friends, like I've seen Millie a couple of times because we go on a walk together, which is allowed, but me and my friend Mill, just because we live around the corner from each other, have been on a couple of walks and things, but otherwise like I've literally been pretty much on my own apart from with my mum and dad, but they work a lot. But even just in general, in terms of like relying on certain people and whatever, like I've gotten really good for not doing that anymore, and I'm actually quite proud of myself, I must say. Someone said, are you still friends with Jordan? I'm assuming you mean Jordan Lipscomb. Yes, I'm still friends with Jordan. I will always consider her a friend. I mean, we don't speak tons, but I feel like I do try and reach out every now and then. Can I get my words out? Yeah, I feel like I do try and reach out. She's just brought out an edit with Misguided, which is so exciting. I'm so proud, and she's done an amazing job. Yeah, the edit is so beautiful, so definitely check it out if you haven't already. But yeah, I'm still friends with her. Like, I will always consider her a friend, and you know, I'll always be here for her if she ever needs me, but you know, definitely not as close as we used to be, but that's okay. Someone said, are you excited to date again when we're allowed out? I actually can't wait. Right, fun fact, I've really not been on many dates at all. Like, I've really not. I've probably been on like literally like 2 legitimate dates in my life, in the sense of like a guy that I don't really know being like, hey, like, can I take you out for dinner? And I'm like, okay, sure, da 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 da. Like, that's what I'm talking about. I've been on like date nights when I've been in a relationship and stuff, but not actual like first dates very often. Yeah, I don't know. I can't wait. Like, I'm ready for all the kind of nights, date nights, movie nights, or even just to go to the cinema. Like, I really miss going to the cinema. It's one of my favorite things to do. But yeah, I am excited to date and get back out there. I know me and Rach are both feeling like that at the minute, because I mean, realistically, how are you supposed to meet people in a pandemic? Like, it just doesn't happen. Someone said, any updates on moving out? Love you too. No updates as of yet. I mean, I know where I'm going to be moving, I can tell you that, and I know things. Yeah, I've picked where I'm moving, and I've picked the place I'm moving into and everything else, which is really exciting. It's just a bit of a waiting game now. It's going to take a couple of months before I can actually move. Yeah, I can't really give you guys any like exciting updates as of yet, but best believe when it's happening, I will be screaming from the rooftops because I'm super excited, and I'm going to take you guys along with me on the whole journey. Okay, anyway, I'm going to leave it there because realistically this video wasn't supposed to be just a generic Q&A, but I'm making it a generic Q&A, and I can just do that another time because I'm sure a lot of people are here just for the hair and makeup, so I need to stop waffling. But yeah, anyway, this is the finished hair and makeup. I really hope you guys like it. This ponytail I'm obsessed with, like, it's so good. I'm gonna try on my outfit for you in a sec as well, so that you can see like the full look of like what I want to be wearing when I can finally go out. And as I said, I've got Jukes booked, which is my first kind of thing I got booked, so this is going to be like a day drinking outfit. Okay, so this is the full look all put together. So it's just like something really simple, like really just like classy. I feel like it's perfect for day drinks as well, just because it still feels like nice and light. I mean, it's kind of hard to see because I've like tucked the shirt in, but yeah, my shirts are always just so much more like crisp and like just smart looking when I steam them. But yeah, everything just looks way more like crisp and clean compared to when I don't make the effort to steam things. So very happy with the overall look. Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Big thank you to Tefal for sponsoring part of it as well. I swear to God, if you guys don't have the steamer, you need to get it, and you can use the code again that I'll put on the screen here. It's just the best like investment you'll ever make, I swear. Like, you will never use an ironing board again. Everything about it is just perfect. Like, it is by far the best steamer I've ever... Goodbye then. It is by far the best steamer I've ever used, and I have tried my fair share of steamers. So I'm going to leave all of the info down below. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you have a lovely Sunday, and I will see you in the next one.